I forgot to bring me in. And sitting backstage is our good friend.
What's going on, everyone? What's up, Caleb? How are you doing, man?
Not much, man. How are you? Your mic sounds super crisp. Very good.
Probably why I'm close to it. The freaking bracket that it sits on, like the boom stand, is about to break. That's what I get for buying a cheap mic.
I need to get
Sounds
I
nice,
need to
though.
get a new one. I had when I first moved in here, I was going to put one directly behind my computer and have it come up over and just kind of like sit right here, but maybe off camera. And it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna upgrade pretty soon here.
What's up, KC? How you doing? I hope you and Riskit have been having fun playing some Sea of Thieves, teaching Debbie how to play. Jada and Mash, how are y'all doing? So, I obviously I was kind of hoping some big news would drop. After we heard that Trump had ordered the release of the JFK, RFK, and MLK files. But you were Johnny on the spot, as you usually are with that kind of stuff. And were quick to tell me that you want to go ahead.
Yeah, basically that they have about 15 days to get a plan together to the president, and then they have another 45 days. Actually, I think it'd be 30 days after the 15-day mark for a total of 45 days to actually get the documents, filed and out to the public. So I'm eagerly waiting to see the same stuff.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we kind of have to just wait and hang tight.
Do you think it's going to be a case where the plan is like, we really think that we should just release these 12 documents right now and wait? Or do you think Trump is straight on, they're going out, let's go, give me the plan on release dates?
It's hard for me to say. And actually, I think if you want to just bring this up real quick, this is the whitehouse.gov. This is the actual executive order, and we don't have to read through all of it.
We can actually use whitehouse.gov and trust that it's kind of true.
So what I was saying was basically abbreviating Section 2, Article A and B. Within 15 days of the date of this order, the Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General shall, in coordination with the Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs and the Counsel to the President, present a plan to the President for the full and complete release of records relating to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. And, your guess is as good as mine on this. I really don't know what that plan could mean. I do know, he still needs to officially appoint a director of national intelligence,
which is Tulsi Gabbard. So Tulsi Gabbard is his appointment to that. Apparently, hers is supposed to be one of the more difficult ones to get through.
She's not sworn in yet, right?
No, she's not.
Okay, and then
do we still go through the Intelligence Committee?
Do we know who the Attorney General is being looked at for right now?
Pam Bondi.
Okay, I don't really know much about.
She was the smoking hot blonde. It doesn't help.
It's not ringing a bell. But
so she's the one that. So last week, or I guess last week actually, there were hearings for two people. There were Pam Bondi before the House Intelligence Committee and or House Judiciary Committee, and then Peter Hesketh before the House Intelligence Committee, I believe. She was the woman. She's the one that's only a year. That's actually a year older than Kristen Gillibrand.
Okay.
And she looks like she's 30 years younger.
Yeah. That was the one. I remember you talking. Yeah, I remember that in Discord. You were.
That's why I went with that one. I was like,
that's funny. Yeah. So again, I don't know what that really means. What the plan is, the plan of action, maybe.
And his attorney. So counsel to the president, she's already installed.
Okay.
So my guess is that
They're gonna have to go down
the
the legalities of
yeah,
what they can
yeah.
actually
So
disclose, right?
well, I think they're just gonna put it all out. I think the thing that they're working on, and it's a good thing that he already knows who he wants, and probably already knows like a good within maybe one or two votes what the vote for each person is going to be. So he's probably already got Tulsi and Pam and his council talking to kind of figure out how they're going to do this.
And that's what I'm saying. They're probably at work as we speak, trying to figure out the logistics of what they like, getting all their ducks in a row.
Yeah,
like 100%. For this situation. And then Article B just states within 45 days of the date of this order, the Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General shall, in coordination with the Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs and the Council of the President, review records related to the assassinations and MLK and present a plan to the president for the full and complete release. So it sounds like actually pretty similar to Article A. And so I haven't actually gone through the whole executive order yet, but it does sound like they basically have 45 days to get everything.
Yeah. So basically, in 45 days, we're going to have everything.
Which I was hoping. Given that my channel covers conspiracy theories, and this is one of the biggest ones in
I think it's the grandfather of them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, really.
That and the pyramids.
Yeah, that's it. And that's going to be an age-old one forever for me. But this specifically in terms of our country, like this is like the biggest. I mean, there.
And I'll tell you one of the things that I thought was interesting. Charlie Kirk, tweeted something that I thought nailed it perfectly on the head. This was about a week ago. That when these come out, we're either going to learn. Let me see if I can say this correctly for YouTube. We're either going to learn that the CIA, the United States intelligence community, and the government were complicit in the assassination of a sitting president, or we're going to learn that there are a bunch of titles with made-up security clearances to make people feel important.
Yeah.
If they release the whole thing, and obviously, they're going to have to prove that it's the entire thing. But if they release the whole thing, and the conclusion is basically, oh shit, Harvey did it. Then all it shows is that the entire intelligence community is built on making stupid people feel important.
Well, and I want to make sure that I'm more like I'm not prepared enough to kind of dive into my opinions. But given that it looks like we're going to have some time, I want to read this book it's called Chaos by Tom O'Neill, and he kind of there's this one, I forget the title. There's one JFK book already out that's been out like for 20 years by I want to say one of the prosecutors I forget exactly who wrote it. Helter Skelter I believe is the book. So Tom O'Neill spent like 20 years and like collecting evidence, and this book Chaos kind of links the author of Helter Skelter to the CIA and the shooter, the supposed or alleged shooter, and it's pretty damning, So I think before I do any type of like real discussion on this, I want to make sure I read that.
Next week says within the next 45 days, we'll know what happened with JFK when blank shot blank because of the blank that almost caused blank.
No, and that's my biggest fear. Yeah. It really is.
Well, and that's why I was talking to Rob, I was talking to Jim. I know you talked to my dad because my understanding is he's actually has or had up there clearance, but there should be the original unredacted file, whether it's printed, carved into a stone tablet or on a floppy drive. There should be an original and an unredacted copy so that when this guy needs to go get the secret so that he can frame this guy to do it.
Right.
They know what the secret is. So there should be a original somewhere. Now the question is that original still there? Is it because if the order requires the release of all the documents, which would be the originals.
Well,
so it should be unredacted versions. I know X-Wings in the chat, he says it'll be heavily redacted.
I mean,
but
so that's what they released in 2023.
Yeah,
is the
exactly,
heavily
yeah.
redacted one.
Yeah.
Now, I think, because Trump has made the statement on the JRE podcast that if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't release them either. That was before he got an attempt on his life. I think now I'm hoping that now after this, he's kind of like, you know what, I really do need
Trump's thing on the JRE was like 2 weeks before the election. And now, did he go on twice? He might go on twice.
Yeah, he's only been on once, but
so his thing was like maybe 2 or 3 days for Halloween.
Okay, so I have my timeline incorrect.
He did say on now he went on a bunch of podcasts during that time, so you might be thinking of a different.
Yeah, it might have been that, and regardless, I think the case still stands that he was saying that
say on the JRE that the only reason he didn't release all of it is because there were people that were still alive,
right,
that would have been affected.
Well,
but he wants to release all of them now.
Again, though, I think especially now, regardless of me getting the timeline incorrect, there's been an attempt on his life, and maybe this is pushing it, motivating him to be like, no, at this point, I don't want to, risk it any further.
We need
go both ways. If he does fully just open this and it's criminating to the CIA, but they could also make a lot more sense why he would gun after them. Maybe poor choice of words, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, but yeah, it's a wild. You live in a wild time. This is going to be huge. I honestly.
Well, and I wonder if they do a thing where, if they kind of scale it, I think we find out the most about MLK, the second most about RFK, and the least about JFK.
That's even damaging if the CIA was a part of the MLK assassination.
It wasn't CIA. It was 100% FBI.
100%. Okay, well, I mean, still
FBI 100%.
Government. These government branch
trying to pin MLK against Malcolm X. But what's the title say? KCD2 Drama, Xbox Showcase, so much more. So now that we've talked about the downfall of the American intelligence community. By the way, Chaos. It's a book about Charles Manson.
Yeah, but they do go into the JFK stuff. No,
it's like talking about how the CIA,
MK Ultra, and the shooter of the JFK assassination gets looped into that story. So the book is heavily marketed towards like the like Charles Manson case too, but they do bring up that MLK or that the MK Ultra kind of might have played a role in this assassination most likely, as well.
KC Cheeto says Trump did say today that everything will be revealed or everything will be known or something to that effect. Yeah, after he finished signing it, he says, like everyone's been waiting for this for years, decades even. Everything's going to be revealed. And then something that I thought was really kind of cool was he gave the pen that he signed it to his page or whatever and told him to give it to RFK. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. We got to just wait and see, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to know something in the next month. So that's nice to know. So you have a history of being a troll.
I do, very much.
And you trolled me earlier today. And the guy looks so tired. in a really mean way. What did you do, my friend?
I don't remember. I do this a lot. I know it just happened, but I don't even remember what I was trolling you about. Oh, what's it called? Kingdom
It's in the
Come.
title.
Kingdom Come, yeah, Deliverance,
Yep.
and how it went woke, and they're
Yep.
gonna go broke because there's a bunch of gay and trans stuff that's going on in there. There goes your monetization for the video, Caleb.
Dude, the streams never stay monetized very long.
Yeah.
You know that streams,
Yeah.
they have a terrible history. But yeah, so this was really annoying because I tend, when I'm at work, I tend to work. Sometimes I'll pop into Discord, or I might pop onto a stream, but I tend to work. I straight up stopped everything to verify. So you posted a link in my Discord, which if anyone wants to join my Discord, feel free. Links should be in the description. Talking about how it had been banned in Saudi Arabia, and for a unskippable gay scene.
I made sure to also say when I posted that,
Yes,
I did not look into that at all. So I have no idea if that came from 4chan or Reddit or some bullshit source.
He did do that. He was very good about that. So bravo for the very bare minimum that you would need to do. So I'm sitting here trying to open this fucking image, but it ain't fucking working. Hang on. Okay, I'm just gonna make up a year. Hang on 1 second, guys. God, it looks so good, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I don't know if I'll purchase it right away, just because I'm not gonna have much time to play it. I'm gonna be gone, but yeah, very excited for the game.
So the link talks about, it's this story from what was fan something, right? Isn't that the name of that website?
I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at it.
What'd you put it in? I'm looking at the video
upcoming games. Is that the thing? Yeah, upcoming games should be at the top. Where did I put that in?
Yeah, no, you did. It wasn't the thing I was thinking it was. So, yeah.
Wait, where did that go?
It's in upcoming games.
Huh. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
There's a website, fan something, I can't remember the name of it, that kind of basically wrote a hit piece. And I honestly got really upset about it because first off, this is the game that I've been waiting for 5 years. Like anyone that played this, they basically immediately wait for the sequel. And so when they finally announced the sequel last year, a whole bunch of people super excited, and not a bad word had been said about it for months. There was no, and I talked to people at Warhorse. I was very lucky to talk to some people over there, and because I was concerned that.
How did you get connected with them?
So some people popped into my the first stream I did playing Kingdom Come again a couple of months ago. So I was concerned because Warhorse is one of the studios that Ensemble bought. Embracer, that the Embracer group owns. And Embracer has a history over the last 2 or 3 years of basically fucking everything up. like being very heavily involved with DEI, all this stuff, and just kind of screwing up so many games. And so I was very concerned. And I was talking to these people, and they're like, "Yeah, no, Embracer has really left us alone. They've let us make our game, do our story, and which is exactly what you want to hear." And then these little things start coming out that there's a unskippable gay scene. Which, let's be honest, when's the last video game that had an unskippable scene? Like I know there are a couple, but there
are
aren't
games.
a lot.
You don't. Yeah, there's not a lot. If I'm remembering correct, I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. I don't think I can skip anything in there.
But usually when
I think you're right.
When there are one, it's every single one, and that studio is known to do that.
Yeah.
This would be very weird. And the fact that it's the only one that's unskippable, and then it was announced prior to anyone.
Was it saying that scene, that specific scene that they're talking about, was it saying that was the only one that was not going to be able to be skipped? Mm-hmm. Oh, so that already, that sounds like bullshit.
And then prior to anyone getting the game, so these announcements pop up about 2 days before the currency copies were given out.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, okay, why are they just now popping out? Why weren't they popped up? Like, why didn't we know about this 6 months ago, or 8 months ago, or 10 months ago, or 3 years ago when they filmed the scene?
Right.
Like, that stuff would have popped up. And then after the courtesy copies come out, a couple days go by, so someone has played at least 20 to 30 hours of the game. And it's like, why haven't we heard from these people? And the people that usually get these accesses are pretty liberal, because that's why they get them. So why hasn't anyone praised Kingdom Come for having the audacity to put gay characters in their story? Like,
right,
all this stuff didn't add up, and yet you still had this side of like Twitter and YouTube just going straight for it, whether it was for clickbait or whether it was because they were just waiting for something to complain about. It's like, guys, just you don't have to wait for the game to come out. If you want, just wait for someone to confirm. An actual person, not a Twitter account that was created 2 weeks ago.
Well, I think the polarization of gaming culture, or just entertainment culture right now, we've kind of lost all objectivity, in my opinion, as a general population, So I'm not surprised that hit pieces like this are coming out. At the same time, I think it is a fair assessment to say that I mean, dude, how many games have you known that like one comes out and then they do the bait and switch, and then the second one comes out and they really fuck with you, in that sense. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, but again, being concerned, I 100% agree that people should be concerned. Someone should have asked. And then the thing that annoyed me the most about all of this was Warhorse was doing a really good job. They were, by all means, they were crushing it. And then this comes out, and they don't say anything. Like there's an accusation that the game has been banned in Saudi Arabia. And it takes them like 3 days to go, no, it hasn't. It takes the director of the studio like 5 days to actually say anything beyond like this weird cryptic end of a video where he goes, don't trust everything you read on the internet. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty clear that you're telling us that the internet's lying. But also, why couldn't you say that 2 days ago?
Yeah. That's totally fair.
And the thing that bugs me the most about this, because I've seen this a lot, and we're seeing this a lot on Reddit. Almost every month, this happens on Reddit again, is community managers sitting there and creating rules and all sorts of bullshit stuff to basically say no isms and no assists here. And it's like, first off, fuck you. Second off, how dare you tell me what I can and cannot complain about in a video game?
Yeah, and I actually just watched one of the gaming channels I follow. He was talking about how like gamers' wrath is unprecedented. Like there's no one that compares. No movie franchise or fandom can compare to the wrath that like, even like the most famous, movie fandoms like or franchises, like when it comes to gaming specifically, if like we catch word that we feel insulted or something like that, like games can bomb based off of word of mouth, immediately. Yep. And movies can to an extent too, but I think it's a little bit different. And I agree with that take that like if we feel screwed over, we're going to be vocal about it for a decade, Assassin's Creed is a great example of that. Assassin's Creed's name has been tarnished to the point where what they've done, I think, and I also think Shadows, I'm not changing the subject too much, but with Shadows specifically,
I'm glad you brought that up.
That game, I mean, as a true Assassin's Creed fan, all of us have asked for a Japanese game at one point or another, from them. And they finally gave it to us after they've been dragged through the mud by all of their fans, essentially. And they give it to us, and what did they do with it? It's like, it's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Just to connect it back to Kingdom Come, I haven't played the first one, but like you putting me onto it, and with the second one coming out, I have seen nothing in like any trailer or game or any of these like gameplay trailers and trailers that have come out where I feel like that's the direction they're going. Yeah,
no, I 100% agree. I think I saw someone the other day. So I've long said that the pendulum swung this way kind of slowly. And in my opinion, the best way to get it back over here, or at least back here, is to kind of try to do the same thing, gradually push it back over. But I saw someone say that it's not a gradual thing we need to do. We need to push it immediately. And I sort of agree with it now, because every little victory we get is going to be crushed by another major company that we don't have a foothold in, or that we're not able to get them to understand that this stuff doesn't work. And now what I will say is, because you brought up Shadows, a new gameplay trailer came out today.
For Shadows?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Are you going to play it?
I'm about to.
Okay.
I have a suspicion based on I clicked through a couple of scenes. I think it's been reworked quite a bit. I think this trailer is gonna look like Yusuka is the side character, and she is the main character.
I'd say that tracks because of the delay, and then also the advertisement that they just came out with. I think for China,
a lot smaller.
For China, and maybe it's not for China, but it's connected to what they.
You mean China?
China. What they did with Finn for the sequel trilogy.
Yep.
It's something similar. 100%. Like they're giving these random people that no one knows who they are a bigger face. So
absolutely. So I have not really looked at it at all. It's just a guess.
It's hard to remember. Blood.
Breathe deeply. Tell me about your nightmare.
There is evil at work in our homeland. Greedy lords who bring war.
He comes. Oda Nobunaga. Ika is under attack. This blade cannot be taken.
What?
Now is the time.
These people don't care about us. Blood for blood.
This land will soon be unified by my vision. Is that tyranny?
I ride with you. My whole life, I have been caught on the wind, blown across the world.
I see potential in this man.
The brave soldier is not one of us. Send him back to wherever he belongs.
He may become a legend, or he may die.
Kill me!
No. Tools belong in the old world. This is the way forward.
You slaughtered innocents!
The blade, it is sharp. You are a part of something bigger than this war. Our fates are connected.
We have all seen darkness. Some have been that darkness. Because you believe in my cause, we have come together, despite it all, to bring change, to bring light.
I mean, I see what you're saying about the possibility of him kind of getting pushed to the side, and they're reworking a little bit of the story, at least. I still I have no interest, and out of complete disrespect for Ubisoft, I am not buying this game. So
the hidden blade is a tiny katana. Japanese people were only capable of making curved blades, even tiny ones. Ubisoft. It's just like, so Jada, there isn't anything wrong with having a black guy in the game. The problem is when you take an historical figure and you try to make him something more than he was, and then tell everyone that tells you, no, that's wrong, that you're racist.
And
that's where they really fucked up.
Also, it's rooted in a culture that already, like, you want representation, represent with Japanese people. How about that? Not everything needs, like, and let's be completely honest here. They specifically chose Yasuke, this legend, for a reason, for that representation.
100%.
Well, to me, it's representative enough to just do a game in Japan with Japanese people, with, they don't have to be real or be in folklore of that culture at all. Like, they could just be made up characters within that culture, and that's representing enough, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with a black character in a game, but
it is 100% them trying to virtue signal and check boxes and look like, and then they all thought that we were going to go, oh, that's so cool.
I mean, did they? I'm confused right now. It's like they've been failing downward for a while at this point.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone makes a decision at a company thinking it's the wrong decision. I think they think it's like, the people with black flags with white writing on it, you know what I'm talking about? They think they're the good guys.
Yeah.
They're not, but they think they're the good guys. It's same with Ubisoft. They think that everything they're doing is smart and great and intelligent, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not. And if it works in the story, like with what was it, Assassin's Creed, the Revolution one, the U.S. Revolution,
3.
Playing as a Native American, having 2 hatchets, completely badass. I fucking loved that game.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And it worked. Historically worked. Like, it made complete sense. And so if they did the same thing with Valhalla, and I hated that game, and I'm a super big Vikings culture fan. So
it just didn't work. It was too slow.
Exactly. I felt too slow.
If everything had been the speed at Odyssey, which, I mean, Odyssey felt like the gameplay of Valhalla, but times 1.3 or something like that. If Valhalla had been a little bit quicker, it didn't have to be, Black Ops 6 quick. But if it had been a little quicker, I think it would have been a lot better.
The map was gigantic, and they messed with the like you said, like the speed, the mechanics, and the feel of the game.
Yep.
If they didn't
There
tweak
also
that
wasn't
and then make the
enough
map
of,
so big,
like, the magic. There were 3 missions we had to go like fight these basically demonic creatures that had like taken over, or that these 3 witches had like joined their forces or something like that.
yeah.
And that was basically the only like mythos type thing in the entire game.
Yeah, I'm not. And it's funny. It's funny we're talking about, like, I'm just not, when it comes down to history, like entertainment in general. I don't like the crossover between like historical time periods and mysticism and myth. I just you know, like there are certain games, like God of War does a really good job with that. I'm all right with that because it's set in a fantasy. Assassin's Creed's never claimed to be, completely, following history and realism. There was a point when they went from like, you're running around in these historical time periods to now you're fighting gods in different myths. Like, I don't.
Well, I mean, they straight up removed a crossbow that you could have in Assassin's Creed 2 because it wasn't to the time period.
Yeah.
Like, how do you go from that to Yusuke?
And I actually enjoyed Origins, but even that had its faults with all the alien kind of, all the gods were aliens type of stuff, which it's ironic coming from me, but like at the end of the day, when we're talking just Assassin's Creed, I think we kind of had a debate in Discord about this game, and I'm tending to agree with you now that I don't even think they're going to break even on it at this point.
I think
with the $500 million budget, allegedly, there's no way. Now it's probably upwards to 600, right? 600, 700 million.
Yeah. You'd have to have Hogwarts Legacy numbers.
Good luck. Beat that. It's not doing that.
Yeah. So the main thing we were supposed to talk about today was the developer direct from Microsoft. And we talked a little bit about this, but unfortunately, they really only talk about like 4 games in here, and I only care about one of them.
Can you give me 30 seconds, Caleb?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I gotta feed my
How's everyone doing? X-Wing, are you excited for MegaCon? I know you're. That's a dumb question. I know you're excited to get down there and see everyone, and hang out with Jay by the waterfall. I know you're really excited for that. I still think you should have driven. You would have saved so much money if you had just driven. But I do love to drive, even though I love to fly as well. But I like driving. It's a lot more fun when you have someone to drive with you. So I get that not being really being an option. Everyone having a good week. We've got tomorrow's Friday. We're going to do a lot of Xbox and Call of Duty, and it does not take a week to drive there. Dude, I could make that drive in 2 days. I've made that drive in 2 days. 2.5. And that was easier because I had someone with me to share the driving. Doing it by yourself would suck, especially if you woke up at all tired. Those first 2 hours of that day would be terrible.
My apologies.
All good. You got Live Kid.
Yeah. Forgot what time it was.
Have you punted it yet?
No, I'm not going to punt him. I throw him, but he lands on his feet. You've seen me do it. I'll scruff him.
It was, the funniest thing was I can't really remember what it was, but I think you were just out of frame over there on your right.
You just see a cat fly
this
across.
cat go,
I don't throw him at walls. He can land. It's just, yeah, sometimes he gets into shit.
So X-Wing is flying in Wednesday, half hammered, and then leaving Tuesday. Well,
I'm pretty sure when he flew into San Antonio, we picked him up at least 3/4 hammered.
what time did he fly in on
I can't remember. I think we picked him up around like 2:00 in the afternoon.
That's probably it. He's probably trying to get to Florida a little bit earlier. He wants to go hold Jay by a waterfall. So
yeah.
So this is probably one of the Ninja Gaidens. Oh, it's unmuted, or I guess muted.
The Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission. No escape.
It's kind of giving me Jedi Survivor games.
This is very, very much Survivor.
Yeah. With obviously more style and blood, but
and probably a little bit more caring.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Which isn't very hard to do. Unless dumb romance shit. Oh, maybe not.
This is it. Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah, the fighting's obviously much different than Survivor, but the parkour seems pretty similar, to be honest.
Yeah, I just finished Elden Ring, and which, by the way, X-Wing, I completed the DLC, beating the consort. So, and so I just finished Elden Ring. I just finished Dark Souls, and this I'm just don't care. Did you fall asleep?
Me?
Oh, no.
Sorry. No.
You were looking at your phone. Okay. Yeah. You just weren't moving. I was afraid that I'd actually. Great. That's funny. And I just who asked for another Ninja Gaiden game? Also, I didn't know there were 3.
I haven't even heard of this franchise.
Oh, okay. So the only reason I know about this is because Ninja Gaiden, I think 2, came out in 2010 or something like that, and it was one of the games that had a free demo. And it was back when I would play as many demos as I could. Because they were free, and because it was a way of trying to find out what kind of game I wanted to buy. And I just, I think I played the first 2. I beat them. There's a lot of people that say that they're extremely hard. I didn't think they were very hard, but it was also when I was a try-hard, 12-year-old. But I just, you're sitting here announcing a bunch of games that everyone's supposed to be super excited for, and the one franchise that your entire thing is built off of, you can't announce. Like, where is Halo news? And I'll say it again because he might pop up. Halo.
Will he pop up?
Fargo.
Snakehead.
And I just.
So I don't know. That game actually seems pretty similar to the one we were talking about off screen, Phantom Blade Zero. I personally, I don't know what it is about the Ninja Gaiden trailer that we just watched. Something about it, just like it's not striking anything of interest for me. I don't.
And it's not
know
like
what it is. I don't know what it is.
I am a lot more not really big on Japanese games than you. Like you, there's a lot of them you love, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's weird that something like this wouldn't strike a chord with you.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the over stylized gameplay. I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's the kind of like futuristic setting of Tokyo, but
Which could be it. That does tend to be when you take something like Tokyo, which in kind of at least in my head is, samurais, and then you put it in, 2100. It's like, oh, this is just kind of.
And it's
bullish.
Also just the gameplay style seemed to very like just. I really don't know what it was, but something about it just didn't really. It's not driving for me.
So the next game, I actually have no idea what it's called. It's something like Awakening, I think.
Care about world building. We treat the setting almost like a character of its own.
Oh no, I don't think this is the trailer. I think it's just them talking about it. It's called South of Midnight. Okay, it's actually coming right up.
Contrast, mood, drama, the story and gothic theme story and growth.
Mama, now we might need some help. I might need how to tap into weaving, an ancient magical power that redefines her trajectory in life.
How do I say this without getting destroyed?
Racist.
Isn't a black woman's hair called a weave?
Yeah. Wait. Jada Gamer is saying it's already out. MASH. Oh, he's talking. No, they're talking about a different. Sorry. Continue with your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. They call is it their hair or their fake hair a weave?
I'm not commenting on this. So,
does it not seem weird that apparently the magic in this game is called weaving?
Not really. I mean, I see the dot you're trying to connect, but
okay.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Where's the fucking trailer? Hang on. Let me get an actual trailer for this, because listening to these people talk about a game they made is gonna give me fucking like hepatitis C or something. What do we call this? South by Midnight? Should be north. Do you get that?
Northwest? Is that what you meant by
I said the game should be North by Midnight.
Oh, Caleb. Caleb.
How about that? You pack everything? Mama, this ain't my first hurricane. I know what to do. As long as you didn't forget the flashlights and batteries. Oh, shit, we got 5 minutes. Let's go. I won't be rushed if you didn't. Don't mumble. Speak on it. I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all the time at the shelter.
That's pretty funny.
You want to bring this up right now? I'm just saying. He might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else. Hazel.
America is back.
Hang on, what the fuck happened? Did her mom just die?
I don't know.
Hazel.
No. Oh, maybe. Shit, I didn't
Holy
see
shit!
that.
Talk about storm surge.
I'm gonna be totally honest. Right now, this game is a no for me.
No, yeah, dude.
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
I got swept downstream with Mama in it, and it ain't just about Mama.
God damn, Caleb. I mean, Pilgrim, relax over there, buddy. Relax over there, dude.
You find your mama yet?
A talking fish. Nope. Ain't no way.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself.
Dude!
You can't see strands, can't you?
It's a fucking catfish,
You ought to
too!
be able to rescue her mama Eve. I can teach you the rest.
This better work.
I mean, Jada, I feel you, but like, I'm not gonna buy a game just to try out and change my opinion.
Also, a trailer is 100% for you to judge.
Yeah. Like this is I know this is not gonna be my
You know anything about that creepy old
my
house
style.
down here?
Yes, that was once the home of Hug and Molly.
Wait, is Hug and Molly real?
All the stories are real, darling. Until you come. Weavers fix things deep down.
Dude, this looks like a bad trip.
So ripped, you'd forgotten they were ever one piece.
I came all this way to hear your story. The real story, Itchy.
It was complicated. This is grown folks' business. This ain't for you.
I ain't no damn child.
Then you're welcome to try bottling up the pain. But the roots of this trouble go deep.
Oh dear.
The old white woman.
Keeping secrets.
It's here. It's on.
I will give it credit. Artistically, this is very well done. Like the
Yeah,
art,
like, look, this
art style is fine, but just not
this-
my. This is not my game.
I'll tell you what this feels like. It feels like a studio said, let's take like an old Louisiana tale and throw it in like a Dark Souls universe. That's kind
Yeah.
of what this looks like. But this is just like, buddy.
Artistically, the game looks fine. The story hits no emotional thread for me. Like, and you know me, like I'm actually more of a single player story gamer, more than a shooter.
This is
or
one of the
anything like
guys
that.
in charge of making it.
Of course. And he took all of his earrings and piercings off for this video and made sure his hair wasn't dyed.
Yep. That's why it's all like, he couldn't get it all off right here, so he combed it over.
From the atmospheric environment to unique music themes composed.
Dougie.
While not all encounters lead to direct combat, Azo will need to face mythical creatures in epic confrontation before she can heal them. Our boss encounters and gameplay sequences also reflects the uniqueness of each creature, with distinct mechanics that center around.
I say we move on to
Yeah, you're not wrong.
to the next game, which I hope you have
Oh.
the one I'm referring to lined up tonight.
Let's see. Is this still this thing? I don't know. What is this?
Founded Central Interactive on these tenets. A group of friends.
Is it called Flying Waters? Are you talking about the one we were talking shortly about earlier?
Phantom Blade Zero, but do the gameplay trailer because I like that one a lot more than the or was it the official trailer? It's the one where we're not where you're not, they're not showing you fighting the group of there's another one.
Okay, Expedition 33.
I think it's the official trailer that I was referring to, and I can drop that in Discord for you.
Please, yeah. So this is one of the other ones that
Rated mature.
was on for tonight.
I've been having
What's up, Breezy?
Being out here isn't what I expected.
Is that an actual woman? But it actually kind of looks like a girl.
Legacy can take many forms, right? Born from the ones who came before.
And they betrayal. The ones who come after.
Have a not steampunk. What's that called?
Oh, this looks kind of cool. Okay, why are all games now trying to? They're all trying to take the From Software.
Yeah, because it works because people like it.
I guess, but I also like a level of uniqueness coming from different games. I mean, this is like this literally looks knockoff From Software.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just need
like gameplay, I don't mind, but like artistic style is really
100%.
You can turn into a
like, come on, do your own shit.
We need to cross the sea.
Well, yeah, Breezy's. I don't disagree with you on that, even though I haven't played them. Like, they are good, but like, do your own thing as a software development, you know, a gaming software development company. Like, yeah, I mean, Jada, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Is like, tired of seeing it.
We're gonna take down the painters to the three of us?
I didn't take you for a coward.
I'm not a coward.
That Robert Pattinson? That looked a little like Pattinson, dude.
Take down the painters to the three of us?
I didn't
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not a coward.
I think it might be Pattinson. Mash said, "Isn't this a turn-based RPG? Is this turn-based? That's kind of sucks."
No, there's no way this is
One of us
turn-based.
stands. Our fight is not over.
It is him.
It is?
It's Rob Pattinson.
Oh.
It is, yeah. All right, of the three we've seen so far, this has been the most interesting one.
Yeah, I won't deny that at all.
That's coming out on PS5, PC, Steam, Epic, and Xbox Series X and S.
Not sure I'm buying it 100% yet.
Yeah,
but,
no, I mean, this is. I'm assuming that by coming out on this developer thing, that these are basically going to be Game Pass games as well. So that's if I play it, that's probably why I'll be playing it. And then what we definitely have to talk about.
I knew it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the first or the two newer ones, the 16 one, and I think they made one in 2018. I really liked both of them. So I really am hoping for some good stuff out of this one.
Did you watch the trailer yet? I actually just watched
No, I haven't.
for the
I haven't
stream.
watched this yet.
It looks pretty sick. Oh, wait, pause real quick. Mash, it is.
Yeah, she said that it is turn-based. That's gonna. I think that's gonna be a no for me then.
Yeah,
turn-based with that style. Just so it's Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've said it before. I know people get very protective of turn-based. I just think it's an outdated system, and I think turn-based was a way back in the day for game developers to like kind of a cheat code, in a sense. I don't know if you're following me or agree with me.
Yeah, where you don't have to spend as much time coding certain things.
Exactly.
But it allows for you to get the vast majority of what you want done.
In this day and age, there's no reason why you can't I like to control my character. I don't want to sit there and like press a certain button and they go and do an attack. I want to be. I want to feel like I'm controlling a character and attacking.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love Knights of the Old Republic. Both of them, I enjoy them. I've played them again recently. It works for Knights of the Old Republic, but the entire time you're playing it, you are aware that this game is 20 years old.
Right.
To bring turn-based into a 2025 game,
and
I think it like Damia said, it's outdated.
And even though I don't want the game to be remastered or remade, if they do move forward with that game, I think they need to not do turn-based with it. But that's as far as I'll go on that.
Well, and I think you could easily do it. Update the combat schematics by doing Survivor, by doing this, by making it closer to From Software in that sense, and then keeping the same story and shit like that.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at this. I'm really excited for that. Ooh, new gun. Oh, cool.
Engines online.
Yeah, Pilgrim. Well, no. I think it was, but they changed it in the new one. So I don't remember what the story in the original Doom was, but I think it was supposed to be hell. But in the new iteration, it's Mars. So in the first one, in the 2016 one, he basically is woken up by this science team that has like built on Mars and has reawoken the demons, but it's not, as I understand it, it's not Satan demons. It's just what that race is called. And then the second one is basically trying to put the genie back in the bottle. And then this one looks to be like a prequel to those two. But I like that. I like this. This is, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about those first two Doom games was it was a difficult first-person shooter, which we don't have a lot of. Like Call of Duty is not hard. Battlefield is not hard. Doom is hard.
Yeah. I haven't played them yet, but
okay.
They do look fun.
Dude, they go on sale every like 2 or 3 months. You should. I would highly recommend checking them out.
Yeah. No, I will. This again, like some of the weaponry in this game looks
like
this shield.
This
the shield looks
thing, that's neat. And that other gun, the gun that kind of looked like it was firing like knives. I like this. It looks like we're gonna get like some mecha suit. Oh, that's just so cool.
Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty goddamn fun.
The new Pilgrim, I think it's going to be much like the other ones. I think there's going to be 4 or 5 different difficulties. You're going to be able to start off on the first 3, and then in order to get to the next 2, I think you're going to have to beat it on each level. But
so you're asking that is kind of a funny system to have, where it's like you need to play this, you need to love this game so much that you're willing to play it 3 times through.
Well,
and then you can play it a 4th time. Like that's kind of weird.
So I think the way they get you to do that is having collectibles and having things that you can upgrade. So it allows you, it gives you kind of a reason to go back to a mission.
So it's like a play plus situation, right? Where you can, in the sense where you keep your gear so that you can keep upgrading it. Is that
Yeah. So you can jump from you remember Assassin's Creed? Remember how you could go into your memory and like jump into a different mission, like a past mission that you'd already done?
I kind of forget, but
remember the DNA sequence?
I mean, I vaguely
You
remember
kind
that.
of pick the files. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what you can do with this. You can go, you
Okay.
know what? Let me go play that mission again.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So this is the game. So you want to do the trailer first and then the gameplay thing, or just the trailer?
I mean, just the thing I sent you is really all I wanted to kind of go over, because it gives you a little bit more of a broader aspect of the game versus that single fight that we watched.
Yeah. So this is. Do you want to like?
No, you can
just straight play.
Yeah, because I don't really know much about it. I just liked this trailer.
So I haven't seen this trailer. I just saw that gameplay thing.
How many days do I have left? 42, 41.
The faceless is here.
Buddy, the trailer's already better than the other thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Don't go up there. Turn back before it's too late.
That finish looks sick.
Uh-huh. Ooh, I like the Mongolian throat music.
And if you're noticing, his armor and setup is completely different now, different sword. So that's, to me, that's saying that you're gonna have a high customization, which is
I agree.
Which is and like now he has a blood sword, pretty much.
Well, that's the best part about games like this is being able to be like, I want to fight like this instead of this.
Oh, dude, this is a game that I'm 100% buying. Yeah.
So that honestly, that's a lot better. That's what you should have sent me. You should this should have been my first.
Well, so it was actually Kurosai who sent Jeremy who sent that. I was coming to send it, and then I asked Kurosai, like, is there an actual trailer? Because I wanted to get more from it. And when I saw this trailer, because I was already interested watching just the fight, I was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. And then when I saw this, I was like, I think I'm in. I mean, it looks fucking dope. But, it does kind of have a similar resemblance to the Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, I always called it Gaiden. That might just have been like a joke for
Yeah,
but
I mean,
or it might be the actual name. I don't really know how you say it.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, it does kind of have a similar sense. But this just feels, it's the realism aspect, the believability for it with me. The other one with the kind of silliness of you couldn't hear a word I was saying, could you?
I'm sorry, I had to.
That's all good. I was
my
just saying,
cat out of my office.
The difference between this and Ninja Gaiden for me was that this just feels more realistic, has more believability to it, whereas Gaiden was just kind of like too much. Like it was too futuristic, not
exactly
silly, but like it was too much.
Yeah.
The first Ninja Gaiden wasn't. It was a lot more grounded, which, I mean, with ninjas, you're already kind of going into this, not necessarily mysticism type thing, but sort of more of you're already like a level removed from yourself. To add a bunch of other kind of weird things, and of course, and the coloring just didn't really work for me either.
Well, and just to be objective, because I shit on the Louisiana game, this game does look like artistic style alone, it looks like Bloodborne meets Sekiro. So, which like it is. There are certain aspects that could be kind of copycatting or copy pasting. Again, the gameplay looked so fun to me that I'm willing to throw my controller across the room to play this game. Which I'm not really. Back in the day, I used to be like that when I was way younger. Nowadays, it's like turn the game off, wait 20 minutes, come back to the game.
Yeah.
And then normally that fixes it. I'm like, oh, I just needed a break to not.
I just go level up.
What do you mean?
Well, the 2 or 3 times that's happened in the last 3-4 months playing Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I just went leveled up.
You leave and then you go level up a bunch. Yeah. That is kind of like the point of these type of games. But sometimes you get stuck in a boss fight where you can't just leave. So
or you become too stubborn to leave.
Yeah.
I've been there several times.
Yeah.
No, we're doing this tonight. We're
all in all, this game was fun. This was a PlayStation gameplay, so I don't know if this is PlayStation exclusive or not.
Yeah, that's what kind of worries me is I don't see anything like down here.
My buddy Chris was when I showed him this, he's like, he was about to send me the same trailer and said he's like, the only problem is that it's not placed or that it's PlayStation exclusive. I don't know if he looked
PC
into it. And PC, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
and on Unreal Engine 5 too.
For sure. I mean, they're almost monopolizing other than a few developers. They pretty much have creative control over the industry right now. Because there are still developers that use their own in-house engines, but for the most part, Unreal.
There's several that are just straight up getting rid of their engines now. 343 is scrapping their engine. They're going to use Unreal Engine 5 now. The thing that bugs me the most about this is this developer thing is going to be an hour-long thing, talk about a bunch of games coming out. And I was really hoping for some stuff like a new Horizons game. It's been, I think, 4 or 5 years since the last Forza Horizons game came out. And
I never played those.
Fun games. Now, 4's the best. That takes place in Scotland. And the 5th one took place in Mexico, and it was fine. It just wasn't as car-like. Like Scotland, you got these long-ass roads, these beautiful sceneries, and it just works better for like street cars. The Mexico one worked better for like off-roading.
Yeah, I never really got into the car genre of gaming. Other than Midnight Club, which I fucking love.
Oh, really? I think that was actually the only one I never played.
I mean, it's street racing. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's like Need for Speed Most Wanted. Yeah,
in a sense, it's Rockstar. I mean, I'm sure you knew that, right?
Maybe, but I couldn't swear by it.
Yeah, it's one. I'm surprised they haven't done anything with that franchise because maybe they just want to focus on GTA and Red Dead.
They're
but Midnight
making money off of Grand Theft Auto 5 and telling us they'll do something more with Red Dead and not do anything more with Red Dead.
God, I sure hope so. But that story is coming to an end. Like, what else?
I mean, technically the story's over. Because
for sure.
Marston, one tells the rest of the story, but they could definitely go back.
They could go back a little bit more. They could easily handle like an Oregon Trail story.
Yeah,
and it
give us number 3 tells the story of it ends with whatever the big thing was that forced them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, they could easily, like I was just saying, like they could easily do something of the expansion of the West, and it's completely unrelated, or they just do something like showing how, like, maybe like a couple generations previous to John, and they're showing his family coming over, and they just do an American West story. Like, I mean, come on. Do I have to say more, Caleb? I know you're a history buff like me in that sense. Like, I would play the
Wait.
shit out of a game like
Another
that.
showcase where there's no update on Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
7 years now.
Well, okay. Actually, this kind of brings up a good question I have for you. After playing, what was that last game that they made? Star Citizen? Starfield.
Yeah.
After playing that, are you as confident with an Elder Scrolls 6? Because I know there's one of the channels I follow, Luke. I forgot what the channel's name is called. Damn it. Anyway, he's a pretty big channel. He had like 30,000 people vote on this poll, and that was the question. After playing Star Citizen, are you more confident or less confident with
And the answer?
45% of them said less confident.
So I think I'm probably 70-30. I don't think Starfield was ever going to knock anyone's socks off. I think it was their first brand new IP in like 30 years. It was or 20, 30 might have been too much. It was a game made heavily during this whole era of video game creation that has just failed time after time after time. And I think it had just about everything going against it.
Well, what about in terms of like bugs and mechanics?
I didn't have an issue. When I played it, I think there was only one bug I ever came across. And it was when you land on the main planet and you run up the ramp. Sometimes there's a piece of the ramp missing, so you fall through. That's the only thing I ever had. Everything else, I saw a lot of people saying like this isn't loading, or you go do this mission and then your game crashes. That never happened to me.
Well, so a few of the things that I saw, because I never watched the game, but a few of the complaints I saw was that like it was a lot more simplistic than what they were expecting. And let's be real, that game's super ambitious in terms of like traveling to other planets, whereas like Elder Scrolls, you're on one planet, like you're not.
Todd Phillips 100% lied to everyone. 100% lied. Said that it was going to be planet to planet flying. It's not. Said that the planets weren't procedurally generated. They are. Said that you could run across the entire planet. You can't. Literally lied almost about everything. Having said that, if he had just come out and said, here's what you can do, this we can do, this is how you can run, this is how you get to the planet, I think it would have been received better.
Yeah.
But it did not help that he lied to everyone. It did not help. And I don't even think the whole choose your pronouns thing was the thing that pissed so many people. There were a lot of people that got angry about it. But I don't think it was the thing that kind of bombed the game. I think Todd Phillips lying, and I think the game throwing you into New Game Plus with no choice was also a big thing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. There should be, and Dark Souls 1 does this, there should be no game that ever forces you to go into New Game Plus. I think that's the dumbest thing in video games.
Your statement, Dark Souls did do that, and they forced you to do it?
So the first one, once you beat the game, you wake up in prison starting the game over.
Yeah, I don't like that, and I'm now
like games 2004.
Yeah.
So again, 2004, I probably feel differently about
which
that.
they didn't keep. They didn't keep doing that to you.
Yes,
they probably
exactly.
They probably listened and were like, okay, that was a mistake.
They let you do whatever the hell you want.
And I'm actually the type. I'll start over a new depending on the game, but most of the time I'll start a whole new game before I go into Game Plus. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really want I don't want to start off all the new missions or all the early missions with like I'm buffed up and have the best gear.
There's
like,
very few times. There's very few times that I'm game on that. I think the Jedi games are the only times I've ever done that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. And I only did that on Fallen Order. I've only done one replay through on Survivor, and I didn't even do it on that.
So, Mash, I do think if Shadows does end up, because I admit the trailer wasn't quite as divided as I thought it was going to be. I thought that trailer really was going to be like 75% her, 25% him. It did end up kind of looking about half and half. But if they've used this time off, or this not time off, this extra delay, to change things up, I do think that what we're going to see is a case where, look, BioWare and Ubisoft are two studios that have given video game players some of their favorite games. And to see the potential of those studios just fall away, I think should scare every developer. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're not going to see really anything change this year. And that's only because everything's already basically in the shotgun barrel ready to go out. The triggers have already been pulled. But I do think we're going to see a lot of instances where, a game that's supposed to come out, or that people have said Q4 2025, probably gets postponed to Q2 2026 so they can update it. I do think we'll see a bunch of postponements, a bunch of changes, and as that pendulum does swing back, because it's swinging. Anyone thinking that it's still going left is dead wrong. It's coming back down. The only question is, how quickly does it go?
Yeah, it's hard to say right now. I mean, Elder Scrolls 5 is probably one of, that's one of my favorite. It's one of the best games, in my opinion. And it's still being played a bunch today. People are still doing regular playthroughs on
Steam,
it.
Isn't it?
I'm sure it is. Assassin's Creed. I loved 1 through 3, but
through 4, you mean?
Yeah, through 4. But no. I mean, you are correct. But okay, maybe they're at the bottom of my top 10 list, but I don't know. There's a lot of other, the Game of Thrones. God of War is kind of that franchise has taken a lot more precedence. Rockstar, specifically Red Dead Redemption, has come in and taken a lot of slots too. I just don't think BioWare is the developer that they used to be anymore.
100%. Both of those guys, BioWare and
Ubisoft,
they're no longer the developer that they were. Yeah. But again, if there was a chart
back in the day, 100%. They were top dogs.
Yeah, someone announced a new Ubisoft game. That game was going to make $1 billion. Everyone was going to be playing it. That it's just what happened. But it's not today. And I think something that we can easily see is, there's a chart that came out, or an ad type thing that came out that was 32% of all video game developers are from minority communities.
I saw that.
And it wasn't.
I think the post actually said women or people of minority.
Yeah, but minority today no longer means black.
But let's not twist the semantics there. That they're talking about people other than white people. Let's be real.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So they're talking. They're talking about people other than white straight men.
Yes.
So it's white gay men
or white LGBT.
That's what it is. People. It's that 32% of video game developers are non-white straight men, up from 25% in 2023. So that's a huge amount. That's 7 points in 2 years, a year and a half, actually. So I think it's clear what needs to get done. what was the problem with Twitter? Well, Twitter had, a workforce of 20,000 people, and only 2,000 of them were actually working. The rest were going in to get their latte, sit in a Zoom call, and then go home.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what you do to fix video game companies. You kick out those idiots. Let the coders be in charge. Let the people that build the games be in charge.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, games get better. Do they get great again? Probably not, but they get better.
And look, I've talked a lot of shit about Ghost of Yotei, or however you pronounce it. I'm on like a playthrough right now of Tsushima. I'm having so much fun again with it. It is like more simple than what I remembered it being, but it's still just really fun for me.
Does it make you think maybe I will get the new one?
Yeah, because before I said I'm not going to get it, or I'm thinking about not getting it, at this point, I'm starting to kind of be more like, okay, maybe I should be a little bit more rational or objective about it. As much as I'm pissed off that they're just cutting off the story of the Sakai clan, who's the main character, Jin Sakai. As much as like I have bitterness about it, I'm still willing to give this a shot. I don't think I'm like hard, like, set on like not buying the game. I'm not hard set on buying it immediately, but it's a fun enough game where I'm like, it's basically just not set in stone yet for me. But after playing it through, there were signs and red flags. It's just back then it wasn't so in your face that you noticed them, but there are signs of the same agenda going on in Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, there's a lot of, and I've even like looked it up to like how often were there actual like women samurai, because you find a lot of like women carrying like full on like decked out in the full set of armor, double sword, all that. And even not like walking around with swords, a lot of them weren't like, they might have been trained in other types of weaponry, but like specifically the art of the sword, from my understanding of history, is that like they weren't like trained, it was sacred, and that it really, like, let's just be real, in that time period, like the men were like, it was a man's job in that sense, know. So not every woman was trained in the sword. Most women, were not trained in the sword like that. But they were trained in other types of weaponry, so that when the men were out in battle and they got attacked, they could defend themselves with other types of weapons. So like, I'm gonna look past it for right now, but at the same time, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more fair with that game specifically. But it just goes.
I think a game that has provided you with fun, I think that studio deserves. Like, look, BioWare really pissed me off with Veilguard, whatever it's called. But if they release another Mass Effect game, they have earned my, maybe not my support, but they've earned me giving them at least somewhat of a benefit of the doubt. Because especially if Drew Karpyshyn comes back to write the story. But like Exodus is coming out, I think, later this year.
What did he? Sorry,
Drew Karpyshyn wrote the first two Mass Effect games.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Sorry.
Yeah, I knew you.
Missed what game. I missed
but
what
then
game
he's also written this new Exodus game, and Drew Karpyshyn has earned my respect. He wrote two of the best games ever made. He wrote the
trilogy,
best Star Wars books ever written. He's earned my respect. So he has earned me giving Exodus the benefit of the doubt.
And that's the game that we've been tracking for at least a year now, right?
Yeah. So I don't think there's been really any more word. I think there was a bit of a trailer that came out 2 or 3 months ago, but beyond that, that big reveal they did, 8 months ago.
And if I remember correctly, the trailer was like, it is like the gameplay looks like it's on rails, but it still looks like a vast world for you to explore.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be points where it's like, oh, we really have to go this way.
Yeah.
But it does look like there are going to be points where it's like, I think I can go any way I want.
I forgot about that game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that 2025? Is that Q2?
I think it's supposed to be end of 2025.
All right.
In fact, let's see. I definitely have to add video game to Exodus. Otherwise, I imagine I'll get some Bible chapter stuff. Let's see. News. Okay, so don't have anything, but they do in their like opt in to get news in at the end of August. So my guess would be that they're going to have like official launch dates or goals by end of summer. So
yeah, man.
State of video games right now.
There's a lot more that I'm looking forward to this year than I was.
Well, we've got what is it called? Sniper Elite 6, I think, comes out this weekend.
Ooh, I was looking at
January 30th. Yeah, so I'll be doing that. So I'll play that next weekend and then take that into.
I might buy that next week.
Don't you have Game Pass?
I don't know if I'm still paying for it or not. I've been playing too much.
Yeah. If you are, it should be on Game Pass.
Cool.
Let's see, PC via Steam and Epic Game Store. Yep, and as a day one Game Pass title. Yep.
Nice.
And if you're not, you can always just pay $15-$16 that one time to go ahead and try it. But that's what my next big thing, that KCD2, and then that's 3 weeks. I'm gonna have a game coming out. Sniper Elite Resistance, then Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and then Civilization 7.
Nice.
Yep. So it's gonna be a fun time over here on Keys Advisors. What about you, buddy? You got anything you're looking forward to?
Just like in terms of video games or just in general? Really just those files dropping. Yeah. And the games that we've talked about tonight. Yeah. That's about it, my man. Yeah.
You really looking forward to that Louisiana game, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, buddy, thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a fun time. I had a surprisingly fun time. When I found out that there were just 4 games on that thing, I thought I was going to have a real boring time, but I had a lot more fun than I thought I would.
This was a great conversation.
I appreciate you being here. Chat, guys, X-Wing, Jada, Mash, Pilgrim, Casey, Breezy, Dougie. Thank you all for being here so much. Saw Bobby and the beautiful John Graber.
Yeah.
I hope you all have a great night. Hope you all have a great weekend. And hopefully I'll see y'all over here playing a little bit of video games this weekend. Until then, don't forget to check out all the links in the description. And if he's smart, he'll post his link in
3, shit. No,
2,
give me a little bit more time. Shit.
And 5, 4, 3 3/4.
I got it.
2 3/4. What's that from? The
Harry Potter?
Yeah. The Night Bus thing. 3 3/4.
If you guys are into that weird stuff, Fringe, Aliens, Ancient History, go check out my channel. But obviously, no, just be warned. That's all I'll say.
he has a disclaimer on his channel for a reason.
Yeah.
Peace out, guys.
All right, guys.